Hey guys, welcome back to another video with Lim Reviews. So in today's video, we'll be checking out two brand new smartwatches from Amazfit, that is the GTS2e and the GTR2e. Now, both smartwatches here actually come with similar specifications and they lack the same amount of functions compared to their bigger brother, the GTS2 and the GTR2. So in this video, we'll be talking a little bit on what's really missing on the 2e version and whether or not you should buy the 2 or the 2e. But before I start off, I just want to say thank you to Dasher once again for sending me these toys to play with so I can share my experience with you guys. If you're in Malaysia or Singapore and you're looking to buy the Amazfit smartwatches, always check out the link down in the description below because Dasher always comes out with the most attractive pricing here in Malaysia or Singapore. Alright, now that I've done with that, let's check out the devices themselves. So I've already unboxed both the GTS2e and the GTR2e, so let me just show it to you guys very quickly. So moving these boxes aside, the desk is a bit messy right now because it's just filled with smartwatches. But yeah, this guy is actually the GTR, the 2e version. And let me just put it side by side with the GTR2. So the GTR2, if you notice very quickly, in terms of outlook alone, it comes in fully blacked out version on the GTR2, which looks very smart. Whereas on the 2e, it is a bit grayish here. And the straps are still the black one, but the size is just a tad bit lighter in terms of the color. Apart from that, if you look closely at the front here, notice that the dials on the bezel is a little bit different as well. On the GTR2, we have a more prominent kind of dots and lines and triangles all around the face here, which is a bit messy if you ask me. But on the 2e, they fixed that and come out with a more minimalist kind of look here. Very minimal, not very obvious kind of dials at the top here, and I kind of like that on the 2e right there. So in terms of outlook alone, both are actually very similar. It is only the dials and the colors of the watch itself that is a little bit different. So let me show you guys the GTS2 version right now, and then we'll talk about what is really missing in terms of features. Alright, so this here is the GTS2e, and I've got this version in the green color. It's like army green, very similar to my pair of earphones right here. I kind of like this color a lot, and it looks really good, to be honest, with this combination here of gray and army green. Right, so let me put it beside the GTS2 once again. So face on, do you notice any difference? You might not notice the difference, but actually there is a slight difference here in the amount of curves on the display itself. So very, very hard to spot with your bare eyes. But on the GTS2, they're actually using this kind of 3D to get those super curves going on with the GTS2. Whereas on the 2e, it's apparently a little less. We only have 2.5D curves at the side here. Now, honestly speaking, I can't really see it with my eyes, and I can't really tell even when just moving or gliding my finger on the screen. But yeah, apparently this is 2.5D, and the GTS2 itself is 3D. Right, so apart from that, it's practically the same. They both look very identical. Again, the colors are slightly different comparing the 2e towards the 2. Alright, enough about the side-by-side comparison of these guys. On that note, let me just bring up the GTS2 Mini because I have it right here. Now, this guy is the Mini right here. And let me just put three side by side here. We have the GTS2, the 2 Mini, and the 2e right here. So what's different with the Mini is, once again, just a quick recap, it's slightly smaller than the GTS2 and as well as the 2e. As you can see right here, the display is just a tad bit smaller, and the 2 Mini is definitely more suitable for girls. All right, back to the 2e. And let me share with you guys what's really different with the 2e compared to the 2. Alright, so for the 2e series right here, regardless of whether it is the GTR or the GTS2, this is the 2e version. They both come with a lack in a couple of features compared to their bigger brothers right here. First up is definitely not coming with a built-in memory. So you don't have a 3 gigabytes like you have on the bigger brothers here to actually store your songs. So you can't store any songs on the 2e right here. Apart from that, if you notice earlier on, there is only a speaker on the bigger brothers right here for both the GTR2 as well as the GTS2, but you lose that speakers on both the 2e version right here. So again, you can't put in songs, and also you can't play any music through the speakers. Kind of makes sense. Apart from that, it also loses the Wi-Fi function, so you can't connect your smartwatch to your phone directly to answer calls. So obviously for these 2E versions, you will not be able to answer calls directly on your watch like you can do on the GTS2 and GTR2. So for this, you only get call notifications and you can choose to accept or reject the calls, but you cannot answer calls directly using the watch itself. Apart from that, most of the features are pretty much the same. It's only missing the Wi-Fi function, the speaker, as well as that built-in storage. So of course, what you do gain from those stuff missing is battery life. So without the connectivity going on, the Wi-Fi connection going on with your smartphone, you're getting better battery life here. So for the GTS2, initially, it was only quoted to have 7 days of battery life under normal use, but with the 2E, you actually get double that to 14 days. The same goes for the GTR2 as well. On the initial one, you get like 14 days, and if I'm not mistaken, you get 28 days or so on the 2E version. So double the battery life on these guys right here compared to their bigger brothers. Alright, so apart from that, we also gain another new feature, which is a pretty interesting one on the 2E smartwatches right here, and that is actually the thermometer function that sits right there. So if I just tap that, you see that it is actually tracking the temperature of my body right here, and it says 34 degrees Celsius or something like that. But guess what? I do have this actual unit right here to test my perfect temperature, and let's see if it's accurate. So it shows here 36.4, which is a far cry of the 34.1 that's showing on the watches itself. So again, these are just so-called functions that are put into the watches itself. The GTR2E also have the thermometer function, but both are not actually that accurate, so just take it with a pinch of salt. So it's pretty obvious here that if you're looking for longer battery life and you do not need to answer your phone calls on your wrist, and of course if you don't need that music storage, the one to go to is actually the GTS2E or the GTR2E. Apart from that, it also comes with a slightly lower price point. In Malaysia, it's not really sold yet, although do keep an eye on the links below as Dasher will sell them. But it is apparently about less than 100 ringgit cheaper than their bigger brothers. So about $30 if I'm not mistaken, $30 less compared to their bigger brothers with those features missing. So again, if you don't need to answer your calls, you don't play your music on your watch, then maybe you want to save a couple of bucks and check out these 2E versions. But if you want to do all that, you can check out their bigger brothers, the GTS2 as well as the GTR2. Alright guys, so apart from those items missing, the standard features that you'll still find on both devices right here is your built-in GPS. They both are able to track your SpO2, your blood oxygen readings. They're also able to provide your 24-hour heart rate tracking as well as your sleep tracking. So it still comes with a ton of features in here, just that minus those ones that I already mentioned. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Once again, let me just put everything side by side for you guys to see. This is the 2E versus the GTR2 compared to the GTS2E right here compared to the GTS2. And of course, we do not want to forget the GTS2 Mini. Alright guys, I hope you've learned something from this video today. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button to show your support. Of course, stay safe and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!